Barbara, you recently got the CFE, the Certified Franchise Executive designation. Can you start with, for the viewers interested in maybe learning about this program or just learning about franchising, what is the CFE program?
So for the CFE program, first you have to apply to the program. They look at your prior experience in business. Do you have any franchise experience, that sort of thing. You apply through the International Franchise Association. Once you're accepted to the program, you do complete 3,500 credit hours of education, participation, a lot of webinars, a lot of Zoom type education, and of course, courses in all things franchising. So there's courses on financing in franchising. There's courses on the items of the FDD and how to develop it and get through that. There's courses on creating operations manual. That happens to be something that I specifically work on for SMB Franchise Advisors. So I did lean my course load a little bit heavy that way. Someone is accounting based, they might lean their course load more towards the financial course for franchising. So what are the financials in franchising versus financials and just running your own business? The course does take a long time, I have to say. While working full time, I was able to complete it in about 2 years. Now I'm able to use that certification, the CFE title, professionally. It does require continuing education hours, which I think is very important, especially in the industry with things constantly changing. So you are required to keep up with your franchise education and renew that certification every 3 years.
So can we dive into a little bit more about your specific position being an operations manager? How did the CFE specifically kind of help you? It sounded like you were able to kind of pick and choose your courses pretty specific to operations.
Yes. I was able to dive into some of the courses on business development, a lot of information on human resources, and really capturing operations of a business. A lot of time we work with franchisees or franchisors, have their own business, and they're thinking about franchising, so they become part of the franchise world. Well, we need to find out how they run their business. Oftentimes, a lot of business owners have all of the information about their business in their head and not a lot of information on paper. So we do take a deep dive, many phone conversations, Zoom meetings, that sort of thing, and a back and forth, trying to collect the information that the potential franchisors actually have about running their business. Do they have any job applications? Do they have all the forms necessary? Or do they have an opening checklist, a closing checklist? If they're a restaurant, there's a lot of specifics that go into a restaurant when you want to franchise a restaurant. So taking the courses I took through the Certified Franchise Executive Program, I was able to expand on the knowledge that I already had and really pick up some best practices in the franchise industry.
That's fascinating. And how are you able to kind of pick and choose between, you mentioned finance, the FTD, operations? How many hours are like between equally divided, and how much can you kind of pick and choose based upon what you want to focus in on, if that makes sense?
I don't know that there's a specific amount of hours that have to be assigned to each topic. They do give you categories, and you do have to choose within the categories that they provide. It's kind of like a college curriculum type scenario. You know, if you pick the sciences, you have certain classes that you have to choose from. And that's how it's set up.
Okay, that's fascinating, Barbara. And would you recommend clients of yours or potential future franchisors getting their CFE certification?
Absolutely. Going from being a business owner to being a franchisor is a different direction in someone's business development in their life. Owning a business is very different from being a franchisor. When you become a franchisor, you operate under different rules and regulations. The financials are different. You really need to know about those things, and it really is so helpful to complete this course, the Certified Franchise Executive Program. You really get the background and the details that you need to become a franchisor, and a really good franchisor.